Public service announcement. Not really an announcement, right? But that's what you got to say. Selassie is the king of the motherland, where we all come from. The last place not separated by natural processes, right? When's the last time the Catholic Roman process or the Muslim process or any other religious process that's unnatural went to and had sit downs with Selassie? Is he a part of the United Nations? Because all the unnatural things we live are because we can't see them in the same way that you can if you're at the place we come from. For me, luck of the draw, right? My video was supposed to stop at 1 minute. It's now 1:10. I know this because I have several videos that I saved earlier that kept cutting off at 1 minute, but I changed no settings. Let me finish. The world's manipulated and controlled behind the scenes in every way society exists within. The only thing that can't be changed is nature. It can be manipulated, but eventually, if it's hot all the time, it's going to rain. Eventually, if it's raining all the time, it's going to be hot. If it's dark all the time, eventually it's going to be light. If it's light all the time, eventually it's going to be dark. In society, manipulative, lying, manifesting, fake, vindictive marketing people can do it forever. Because once it's accepted as a way, as unnatural as it is, it will continue to be accepted that way. Still dealing with psychologies within the presence of my personal bloodline. Still dealing with visual interpretations and layered taunts of the same by people that clearly should never allow themselves to be that weak. I didn't change the settings on my phone. I'm 2 minutes and 35 seconds in. I'm happy about it. But I'm not going away from the fact that I didn't change the setting. And earlier today, when I was doing a beat and a recording of my vocal, it cut off at a minute. So I'm not noticing the things that are unnatural. But I promise you, they're distracting us from the beauty of the things that are natural. I know this in love, personal relationships, long distance friendships, interactive humanity with no contact at all, and people that are supposed to be bonded in so close that it never could be broken. Every personal relationship at every level of change capable of power has been violated in one way, shape, form, or another. Contract liability, small print, marriages have contracts now to where everybody else in the world, when you get married, you love each other. And if you separate, you split what you've earned and the understanding in each other's finance and things. And now there's prenups. We don't have a prenup from nature and where we come from. The world we come from as humans in our planet was all one continent at one point in time. Then it separated. Then somebody learned that and they got the idea that you could separate groups and control things because you're not in control here, but you can be in control here. You're not ugly here, but you can be ugly here and be pretty. You know what I mean? Like, you can fuck shit all up and fake it all out. So, public service announcement. If you're smart enough, not smart like intelligent, if you're human enough, let's say, inside your mind to understand what I'm saying, then hi, human. It's nice to meet you. I'm working on trying to fix this problem. Still trying to find a woman that loves me. And I've ranged it out and I've put it everywhere, from my shoes that had holes in them to the psychologies of things that seem unbelievable that were very real, to the mistakes in my communications of things that I've tried to correct but wasn't always given the privilege to. And friendships, when I look at friendships, I got a problem with it because as human beings, you're supposed to be human together. That's supposed to be beyond friendship. That person's broken over on the side of the road. That's a human being trying to get where they're trying to go. Should never be violated. But it has to be broken down into friendships, which was done by religions and segregatory processes of control and this type of people and women and men and everybody having no power and power and so on and so forth. So friendships really kind of fucked me up in general, because if you're not a human and are willing to be friendly at that deep level with everybody, then clearly it's strategic. Nature's not strategic. Humans are strategic. Because when birds and other animals carry seeds and they drop them in the ground, dog, they don't put them 12 inches apart. You feel me? Like, they don't. Needless to say, I don't know. I just feel like I was thinking about some things, and I was thinking about Ro Marley, and then I was thinking about somebody who's supposed to be dead, and then I was thinking about when I got a box of coffee from the Marley family. Not the cans, not the bottles, not the jars, not that stuff. Like this one specific box that they placed in the process on purpose, right? And I know this for a fact because I know the origin of our existence as human beings comes from the continent, which was incomplete in our knowledge now, but at the time, the origin of the most likely place is rainforests and Africa, right? Or a combination of the two, which we won't know because that classified data in the documents have all been shifted and traded off because there's no integrity in things. So when I remembered Ro Marley and all the birthdays that came up and recent and all the understandings and the correlating factors in the garden and the yard and the pets and the animals and the living things around this particular moment in my day, it led me to think about Selassie and think about the power of people that they give him when really they give it to him because he's the governing factor in the origin of our birthplace. He would know what you see around him that we don't know because we've never been there, that tells him of simple things and passes on the natural feelings of where we come from. When you go into the city, it's a social thing. That's not natural, right? You don't feel anything natural from that. When you go to Africa, like, it's the way it is. It's where it was still, for the most part. And everybody's like, you have to evolve past that. And you end up back in the city where you know it's not natural at all. And you get tossed back in that fucking bullshit, right? So I was thinking about that and then thinking about he's the king of kings. Well, really, what they're saying is Africa is the land of lands, not like the person that rules it is the king of the land. Like, land's the king of the land. Land kill the king any day, dog. Not buy land, be in real estate, extort people, and then rent it out because you're taking away from the people that could afford that small amount that you put as a down payment, but they can't. But then you tell them how, but after you own so much that there's not enough available for them to buy it type of shit. You feel me? Consider this a freestyle, my first video for my album. My first video for my psychology theory. My first video for giving my fucking money, tell the truth about what the fuck I've talked about, how you violated my life, transferred my data, respected me, befriended me, honored the understanding, got love and all this other shit, negative, positive, whatever. This is what this is, you feel me? I'm gonna drop it. So, then I was thinking about that, and I was thinking about all the visuals and the displays and the social shit I've been dealing with and all the other shit in my lifetime. And I'm sitting here doing what I normally do every night, right? And that thought went through my head, so I figured, fuck it. I'll free speak. And that's where I'm at with it so far. Because, I mean, I've completed this conversation. But I'm throwing it out there from the beginning to the like 2 words into a fucking 23-year period of time, because I think it's important for people to understand that Selassie is not the king of kings. Selassie is the ruler or leader of the land that is the origin of all of us. So for some people, that knowledge itself gives him a manipulative power. He might be a fucking jack off in his personal time, dude. He may beat his way. I'm not, no way am I suggesting any of this is true. What I'm saying is you don't know and I don't know. Even the people that know him socially and politically don't know. Because there's too much power and respect to have it tested on a psychological and emotional, moral, natural level, right? So that being said, in one statement, he is the King of Kings. In another statement, he's a human being that manipulated, no doubt, honorably or dishonorably, his way into power in a region of the world that is the origin of our existence. Now, the other people in the world are all manipulating that their land is greater and blah, 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 but the resources have been separated by the natural shifts of the planet, and everybody has this condescending view and a way of looking at it where God or some religious pretext or anything they can use to manipulate it to where it looks like somebody had something to do with it other than the natural regard. And if you look at that in our society and the collective whole of people and you break it down in the same way and you watch politicism and marketing and you look at all of my music that's been posted and all of my political statements, which I hate that have been posted, and all of my family structure shit that I'm dealing with and the psychologies that I've told the truth about and all the manipulative psychologies that have been placed in my path that it's almost impossible to prove except by giving examples that I had nothing to do with making a choice on. Never would I make a choice for that style of behavior or application or presentation or when I try to point out and prove that these things were staged and set up before I had gotten to these environments. They forget that Africa is the origin. We were all connected as one large continent for the most part at one point in time and weren't able to access the other continents because we didn't have the resources available at the time and the know-how to put these things together or the time to experience the planet, right? And my life's the same way. Like, these people are culturing these things the same way other countries did after separating because they had the original details and all they had to do was attach what they needed to manipulate the country to have it how they wanted it. And then it became shifty because there was no origin anymore to tie it to. So if they said it was this way, there was no origin or proof to tie it to. So it was opinion and example and safety and number and the power of manipulation. And it's just all running through my head tonight. So much respect. Jah love. Jah nature being love and the origin of our existence as human beings as far as we know it at its truest point. And fuck everybody else in the lies and the bitch ass shit that you told that manipulated all the people that now tell it too. One love to all the music people. One love to all the art people. One love to all the human beings in the world. Even you ignorant motherfuckers that need a subconscious wake up before you grasp what I'm saying. And again, I'm not making up or creating or trying to get a patent on what I'm saying, motherfuckers. You feel me? I'm saying it's a fact. And even the wealthy people in life now that didn't go back to the origin or speak these stories of the origin and continue the exploits, you're just as guilty as everybody else, man. Give me what I've earned. If you're wealthy, give me the money that I've earned. More than most would have earned for that because it wouldn't be what it was if it wasn't for. And I'm still looking for love, and I appreciate the communications from y'all. Not this harassive visual display, dead man talking, kill him again, heard me, as fucking process of things. But anyway, like I said, Jah love, one planet, one world, one human, one everything, meaning that in its origin, all living things come from the same thing, at least from my perspective of it right at this moment. And it's manipulated and it's challenged and it's bent in the favor of people. But at the end of the day, it really is what it is. There's some of us that truly fucking try to live and believe it every day. I will never do harm to you unless I've been harmed enough to where I feel like I need to. And that may be the detriment of me someday because someone may get one up on me. But I'm not looking every day to find a reason to hate, harm, manipulate, or bend in my favor. I'm looking for love and I'm looking for solutions. And I'm looking to make sure that when I die, my life impacts the world in a way that people couldn't before me, because when they died, they left us with the same shit, and it sucks, and it always has. Not personal life, family life, it world around us, the way it's processed, the way it's manipulatable, the way it lies, the way it's classified conveniently, and all the other shit. It fucking sucks. It's horrible. It's pathetic, and I'm sorry that we're all experiencing it, but I believe that we can find a way. I really do. And please don't try to be friendly if you've already fucked me around. The music people, the art people, I know I requested some things. I'm saying I'm looking for a blend in that, to compromise, to end all of this unnecessary supplemental struggle and mental understanding of torment for me. But everybody else, like, if you fucked around and you taunted and now you feel stupid and you're manipulating and lying and playing psychology games, and you feel justified, don't play too friendly with me. Because in all truth, at one point in time in life, what I just said on this live feed, or on this recording, which will be posted, was classified. So much so that you would have been killed for telling that truth, because they were afraid that people would start to believe it. And now you're all viable as far as the understanding of the test studies and the social manipulations and such, to where they're not really worried about it. They got us all wrapped around some finger or another, right? And so I'm not as worried as one might have been in the past for speaking these truths, but I'm also not taking credit for the details in it. But I am taking credit for being man enough to speak it and honorable enough to understand it before putting myself in a position of finance to then rub it in people's faces and make gimmick imagery and powerful positioned artistic creativity that really feeds more the profit of our self-worth than it does the solution of the bigger picture. Yeah, anyway, like that.